all three of you have characters who have secret lives. How do you play that? How do you like hold on to it as long as you can so that people don't guess that, oh, there's something here?
I actually, when I auditioned for this show, they didn't tell me about the secret live until sort of the third audition or so, which actually gave me a really nice head start, I think, of just playing it like it's completely real. And I think that's what makes it interesting. I'm playing a character who's very good at covering up his secret lives and sort of worming his way through the world. And I think that was actually my main approach, was just play all of the different iterations of his character as authentically as I possibly could. And I think that's where he became really interesting to me.
Yeah, you shocked me. Can I tell you?
Good, Bruce. Come on.
You shocked me. Ernest and Iola, how about you? Were you?
Yeah,
I
good.
think like in real life we're sort of different people with different people anyway, like as like necessity demands, and this is like maybe a more extreme version of what people have to do for their own protection, security. But then I think one of like the joys of this story is the chance to work towards a more authentic, fulfilled existence. So that was one of the joys to play.
No, 100%. I think the whole thing about living like double lives and stuff, I think you just kind of, for me anyway, it was just creating a world for both of those lives and then choosing which one I'd lean into at any given point, you know? So, you know, there's the whole life of Wash, you know, being this inventor and striving to do that. But then obviously he's got quite a harrowing past, you know? And it's like, there are moments that come up where, okay, I have to lean into that. But just creating both of those worlds as potently as I could.
Did you work with the younger Wash at some point, and did you talk about things you needed to do that were, you know, so there'd be a likelihood where you say, oh yeah, that's the guy.
100, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and he's incredible, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, I spent a couple sessions with him and the director, just like figuring out, okay, what are the things we want to keep similar, like small mannerisms and stuff. But also just going on set when he had his scenes and just watching him, like obviously it was like also an acting 101, but just kind of seeing, okay, what is he doing in this moment? How can I bring that with me? How can I carry on the curiosity and the innocence in my version of Wash?
Do you draw in real life?
No.
No.
I did practice. I practiced. Like when I got the role, I was like, okay, let me practice like sketching and stuff. So I went to the park and I tried to like sketch some trees and stuff.
We went on a trip to the Natural History Museum and we were like drawing.
We did.
When we first.
It was terrible.
Next time.
And then he does one last line on it and pretends like, and I'm finished, right?
Yeah. Well, it worked. It worked, you know.
Have any of you been in something this, I mean, it's expansive. I've never seen anything this, how many places do they hit? Or have you been in things like that? I mean, it starts out as I think I'm going to get a Downton Abbey kind of feel. Then I'm going to get a little Jules Verne. Then I'm going to get, you know, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang even came in there.
Yeah.
And have you been on things like that, and how do you handle it?
Well, that's one of like the great things about like getting to do a job like this, that you get to go to all these wonderful places. You get paid to go to all these wonderful places. I haven't done anything like that.
Not to this scale.
I think it just feels like it is such an enormous story, and Wash is this sort of backbone in it, but there's so many supporting characters, so many amazing locations as well. And yeah, I think that's what's so special and unique about the show. It hops from place to place, genre to genre at times, and I think that's what makes it so exciting. It's fitting.
Well, Iola, how do you play this kind of love triangle?
So I feel like
How do you?
How do you? Yeah, like what's
You know, because you hate one and then you love the other, but
well, I feel McGee represents initially sort of obligation and quite a set route, but then he also happens to be quite charming, which was sort of unexpected. And Wash, I think, is the first person in her young adult life who really sees her for who she is. So he represents a more authentic existence, but all the challenges that come with being unambiguously Black at that time. And I've kind of got the privilege and the challenge of having my toes sort of in two worlds to start off with. So part of Tana's journey, I think, is taking responsibility for her own life and making choices for herself.
Yeah. What do you want people to learn from this?
That's a good question. Do you know what? I think after watching it and obviously just going through the experience, I left feeling so inspired to like live my life filled with love and like also just ambition and faith. And I feel like I'd want people to like take that from the show, just feel more inspired to kind of dream their own dreams and have more faith to continue to go through whatever they're going through, you know? Yeah. I'd love for them to take that.
Yeah.
The same, Edward, or not?
Very similar. I think it's a story of hope, and I think it's a story that obviously has some really harrowing stuff in it, but there's also a fantastical element, and there's joy in it, and there's like discovery and adventure. And I think it's sort of, for me, it's about taking home a sense of like hope against the odds.
Was it all very hot when you were filming? Because it looks like, oh my God, I would die with those costumes.
Yeah.
Sometimes pretty hot. Yeah. pretty toasty.
I think it was like a mixture. Like obviously some of it was in Iceland that was really, really cold. And then in Canada, it was a mix. There were some locations that were freezing icicles, you know?
Yeah.
And then at other times it was really hot. Like in Lunenburg, I feel like one of the places in Canada, it was super hot.
Yeah.
Which sort of fed into the performance because it kind of affects how you breathe when you're like really hot or really cold. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much and congratulations. It really reads. It looks great. And hopefully others will have the same experience I had because I was thrilled.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.